All right. We are live. Hello, hello. Okay, time to go retweet this from the from our account here. All right. How's everyone doing? The chat's already fired up. Everyone's stoked. Give everyone a second to join in. We got some exciting news and updates here today. Everyone take a sip of your favorite beverage. Alex, what are you drinking there?
I'm drinking some tea, but the most exciting part is that sweet black on black Stack Blitz mug.
I know I have like 10 of those in my kitchen, and they're always dirty because I like never actually. I think I have like I have like 3 right here that I gotta bring back in and do. But they're extremely sick. I mean, I like the other side of it. We need to make both new ones. We gotta throw it back on these. Those were sick.
I see Krishna in the chat. Good to see you there, man. Haven't forgot about you. You know, we're finding a way to work together on something when the time is right.
Let's go. We should get those mugs listed in our store. I think for the marketing folks on our side watching, let's make that happen. We should absolutely do it. Krishna, hello. All these awesome faces, new and familiar here. Great to see you all. Can we get some swag away? We do these a lot, actually. We do these a lot. So kids, stay tuned on our acts because we actually give away, like whenever we're announcing new things, we give away sweatshirts and t-shirts and that sort of thing. So heck yeah. Oh, I like this one. I love you too. I don't know who you are, but I love you too. That's a very sweet thing to say. I hope you're not trying to like pull my heartstrings, to put my my thumb on the scale here for your website. I love it. Awesome. Okay, well, how about we get started? And we're a couple minutes in, past the hour, and so just to let me go ahead and pull up the tweet that kind of kicked this all off, because I think that would be kind of fun to show. So for those that are just kind of like that, we're just vibe scrolling Twitter, and we're like, I'm gonna tune into this live stream. I have no idea what's going on. This is what's going on. So this tweet is why we're all here. We're throwing the world's biggest hackathon. I guess the tweet kind of starts there. We're throwing the biggest hackathon ever, and over $1 million in prizes. I think it looks like over 2 million at this point. And we needed a website for this thing. And the way this came to be, we'll actually get to later in the live stream here. We're bringing on the original guy, KP, who really came up with this whole thing. But we needed a website. We're like, hey, we could really, we think it'd be kind of cool. Like the community came up with the idea for this thing. I think it'd be cool if the community, came up with the idea of what the website should look like for this. And, honestly, the result of this was pretty mind blowing for us. Like it was so cool, over the past week to see all the submissions that folks made. And it was just a lot of fun. I mean, it was fun to just kind of connect with a lot of folks that were, like you all that were building these things, and they were just very inspiring. And so anyway, so we originally had planned on just having one winner, and honestly, we didn't really necessarily expect this to have how many 500 quote tweets, and I think we've had almost 1,000 submissions so far. And there's just so much cool stuff. We were like, as the days went on, we were like, we can't just pick one of these things. So to we were like, what do we do? We want everyone to be a winner. And so first and foremost, we really value everyone's time that they put in this and the creativity that they brought to it. And so everyone who participated, so everyone that made a website and submitted, we're giving $200 of bulk credit to every single person that made a website. Every single one. If you submitted within the submission time frame, we are giving you $200 of bulk credit to every single person. So everyone is a winner. That's I think to me the most important and most exciting thing I want to say here is everyone's a winner, because we really love all of you and all the work you did. It was just really inspiring and got us really fired up. That wasn't enough though. We were like, okay, but we want to pick some of these things that really caught our eye and we just thought were really creative and really cool. And so we've chosen about 20 projects or so, and we're going to be giving $500 of cash to every single one of those. And so that's, originally we had kind of said the budget here was 3K. Now we're at like 10K. So we're kicking that. The hackathon's begun. Like it's not just happening in May. It's starting now. The first prizes are being doled out right now. And so we're going to go through some of those, on stream here in a little bit, the ones that we've chosen. And we're going to follow up with, so the ones that, so how this will happen, by the way, we'll post a tweet after this, but everyone who submitted, the way, if you want to get your $200 of Bolt credit, you will end up DMing Paul on X with a link to your submission, put the link in the DM, and then Paul will hit you back with a nice coupon code that you can use, et cetera, right? So that's how it's going to work. We'll post a tweet though after this so that it's very clear what you have to do. For the folks that the 20 projects that we picked, they also get $500 cash. So by the way, that stacks. Like you also get $200 of Bolt credit and you get $500 cash. The folks are getting $500 cash. We will reach out to you on DM, so make sure your DMs are open, etc. So that all said, we also do have one primary winner that we were really inspired by, really stoked about. And I want to actually bring him on screen here now. So Fonz, hello, welcome.
Hey guys, excited to be here.
This was your design. This was the design that blew our minds. And after, so kind of the context here is, I reached out to Fonz and I was like, this is beautiful. Like this is such an incredible design. And so we thought it'd be really cool, again, like we've been inspired by so many of the websites here. We thought it'd be really cool actually to work together here with Fonz to kind of incorporate some of the best elements of the other sites here. We're kind of picking out which ones we want to work with, and for the ones that we think are going to be really cool to have as part of the main site, we're going to reach out, collaborate, and get you paid, etc. But this is kind of our vision here. Is it's not just one website that's the winner. It's actually going to be this lovely mix of all the best ideas. So anyways, Fonz, excited for you to join us. And I'm kind of curious to hear from your point of view, what happened? Like you saw this pop up in your timeline. You're like, all right, I'm going to send it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think I saw the tweet pop up, and well, let me say, first of all, I'm mind blown by how many people did a submission. I never expected that. I think I submitted mine just a few hours before the deadline. But yeah, I saw the hackathon idea, and there were two main things that stood out to me. I think the first thing that stood out is that I love the idea of having a hackathon that's also open to non-developers, which is great because I'm not a developer, I'm a designer, right? But to be able to create something cool and get it into production, really love the idea. And the second thing that really stood out to me is, the crazy prize pool, right? $1 million as a prize pool for a hackathon is absolutely crazy. So I was like, I want to be a part of this, right? And those that know me from X, those that follow me, know that I like to create these quick concepts of websites, other visuals. So I thought, why not? Let's shoot my shot.
It was really cool. And you designed this in Figma, right? Because I saw that I think you had actually converted this, on Bolt, we actually had released this thing that allows you to take any Figma URL and turn it into a web app in one click, basically. And I think you had actually used that to take this design and convert it. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I think I was very lucky, right? Because you guys recently launched the thing where I could, go from Figma to Bolt. So that was, the timing was perfect there. But yeah, exactly. I just jumped into Figma, and I knew I wanted to create something a little bit different, right? When you think about a hackathon, there's a certain aesthetic that goes with it, right? Often pixelated, that kind of stuff. And I wanted to do something different, maybe focus a little bit more on the scope and the scale of this hackathon. In particular, right? So to go with the bold, a big golden look. So yeah, that's where I went for.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I thought it was really cool. We're actually kind of figuring out if we can create golden metal versions of that design, actually, physical.
That would be awesome, man. That would be crazy,
awesome. Yeah. Anyway, so this is really sick. You did an amazing job on this. And so, yeah, I'm stoked to see how we can incorporate some of the other web apps folks made.
As I said, there's some other great, submissions as well. So I would love to work together with some of the other winners as well and see how we can make, a stellar site.
Hell yeah. Alex, were you about to say something?
Yeah, I thought this looked really, really great. And when I saw the kind of gold and the B, it almost reminded me, obviously it's got the Bolt logo. It kind of makes me think about billions as well. I don't know if we're going to be able to get the prize pool quite up to billions. However, personal hope is that some of the projects that people will build during the hackathon may end up growing to, be in aggregate $1 billion in valuation, right? So that could end up being a significant little detail there as well. But yeah, I guess I was kind of curious, and I think probably a lot of other people that are familiar with you from X and the design community. Just thinking about, when you see an opportunity like this, kind of what's your thinking around, when you decide to invest? I'm sure there's a lot of different competitions, on the internet every day that you could get involved in, and kind of what attracted you to this, and what was kind of your process as you attack a challenge like this?
Yeah, absolutely. So as I said previously, seeing that this is a hackathon for non-devs really spoke to me. Also, kind of the scope of the project, maybe like, okay, I want to be a part of this. But also, I saw Bolt a couple of times in my timeline, but I didn't have the chance yet to play around with it. So it's like, hey, this is the perfect opportunity to just jump into it, right? And give it a shot for the first time. So I actually just, without doing my research or anything, I just jumped into Figma, used the plugin or the action, right, to move from Figma to Bolt, did some tweaking, and it just worked. So that was really nice. So it was kind of just for me a learning experiment, and using this as a first project in it.
So not to turn the pressure up, too hard here, but personally, I'm excited about when we're going to be actually launching the website and starting to, drive sign up and start putting, some of the sponsors on there and all that. So when can we expect the live production version of this thing?
Yeah, so we're aiming for early next week already, right, guys?
Let's go.
That's
it's a short timeline, but already, this was as I said, this was a first quick draft that we did. You guys know what it looks like currently already. So yeah, really excited where it's heading.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait. This is super dope. Hell yeah.
Awesome. Well, appreciate you jumping on. I think we'll let you get back to it. Very excited to get that out there. We've got we're gonna have some other announcements next week that will tie in with some additional opportunities around the website. Can't really speak to the details exactly there, but maybe a little, I don't know, maybe a little teaser is we have something cool planned for the kickoff of this hackathon, and we may have another little challenge around that, and another opportunity for more folks from the community to get involved. And so excited to get the site up, get that announcement out, and see what you guys cook up next.
Hell yeah.
Amazing. Thank you guys so much for having me, and yeah, excited to be a part of this, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Fonz. Appreciate you joining. Hell yeah.
Yep.
And why don't we flip through some of the other ones that we picked here? So this was Fonz design. So like I mentioned, like we've been mind blown by so many of these. I won't go through all of the ones we picked. I think we picked like 20 or so. But I just want to show a couple of the others real quick to and these are all the ones, by the way, that we're sending $500 out cash to all of these, right? So this was another one we picked. And by the way, whoever picked this, feel free to speak up. But I thought that this wave visual was super cool on this thing. Like that's very dope. So Abil, I like it.
And then just a reminder to all these folks, if you're watching or if you're seeing this later on Twitter, just shoot bolt.new a DM with your website here, and we'll get you hooked up with your prizes.
Yep. Yeah, and for the folks that we're showing here, we'll reach out to you if you don't reach out to us to get you hooked up. And here's another one. So this is another one where it's designed in Figma and turned into a project with Bolt. As people in the comments, by the way, I see a lot of folks going, "Hey, they use Figma. That's cheating." It's like, no, like that's like one of the key features of Bolt is like you can import from Figma and turn your design into a full web app, right?
Eric, this guy here, this is one of the ones I picked. So yeah, this tweet thread, he goes through the steps. He's clearly a designer, and he talks about the steps. He started off wireframing. He looked at typography, color palette. So yeah, he's in this thread. He talks about the entire design process he went through. Wow. And he gets right to the very end. This is all in Figma, but the effort that's gone in is insane here. And he gets all the way to the very end, and then imports that Figma design into Bolt. He hit some snags, but he got through them, and then he eventually finished the project in Bolt. But this was, I just love the thought process, and you can see the amount of work that goes in. It's not just like a one shot. This guy's really put some time into this. It's brilliant.
Carlos, pay us money, man. I'm just joking, but now Carlos is getting $200 of Bolt credit and $500. They're awesome. Yeah, this is really cool. They did really good job on this. I love the minimalism of this one. It's super cool. Let's see the next one. This one I thought was really cool. I was going to pick this one, but someone else had already picked it. The what's the name of that classic painting? Oh my God, I can't remember. But anyway,
I really should know this.
the Michelangelo in the Sistine Chapel.
That one. Whatever the name is, But really cool. I mean, I was kind of mind blown. And when you scroll on this page, and let me go actually. Let's see if this works. Yeah. So when you scroll, I thought there's like an animation aspect, or there was at least.
Down the bottom. Yeah.
Down at the bottom. There we go. Yeah.
It's called The Creation of Adam. Jane texted me. We got it figured out.
Is your fiance watching this live stream right now?
She isn't. She's thinking of getting a tattoo with the Creation of Adam theme. So I really should have had that close to
Yeah, really cool. Really cool.
There's a few people in the comments as well saying that, yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm not even watching the chat. Love it. Okay. This one's cool. It was like a kind of a terminal themed one, which is really dope. So you kind of, I thought it was very hacker vibes, It's like a terminal, showing the different steps and stuff. It's just really cool to see like what everyone came up with for this.
Yeah. The creativity behind all of these designs is insane, really. And that's something that's this hackathon is going to exploit, because this, like, obviously traditionally hackathons are very sort of developer engineer sort of focused, but this now with Bolt is going to open up the floodgates to anybody. Anybody can come to this hackathon now, because tools like Bolt just open it up for anyone to build and ship and create anything.
Yeah. It's really cool, because I mean, a lot of people that submitted these, a lot of folks are not developers. They're like designers, right? It's like Fonz, is not writing code typically, but was able to design something in Figma, turn it into an actual web app with Bolt, right? It's pretty incredible. I liked this one a lot too. This is cute. I think this is actually running this through like a like an LLM. Because I actually tried it, and so it actually gives you back. You'd be like, "Hey, this is like my idea," and actually would give you feedback on your idea or whatever. There's music. I don't know if you can hear that. But yeah, anyway, so it would actually, so like you could see like this idea or whatever that keeps showing up here. It would actually give you feedback. I thought that's kind of cool. It's like, like we should probably have something like that on our site where it's like, hey, like, what's your idea? And we'll help you brainstorm it or whatever. Actually, the feature we're launching today is actually going to be very useful for that on Bolt. So maybe there's like a thing we can do there. Stay tuned to our Twitter account, Dave. We got a spicy one dropping feature wise. So really cool work on this. This one's from Gabe. So Gabe is one of the members of our community, one of the leaders there. Really well done, man. Look at that. I mean, like that matrix background thing and the globe. I mean, that's beautiful. I like that blue too.
Cash App or PayPal.
What?
Cash App or PayPal, he says.
Wait, is he in the comments right now?
No, just right on the tweet where he submitted.
Oh,
Really good.
I
I like it.
think it's gonna be like a MasterCard gift card, but I hope that works for you, Gabe. I love it. Okay, so rewind this one. Oh yeah, this was I think this one went very viral.
I saw this one, yeah, and this robot has been showing up in a lot of different designs recently. I'm not sick of it yet, though. It still looks cool every time I see it. So I was a fan, and I like how it's interactive, right? Like the robot, I think it follows your mouse. Yeah.
Yeah, and what I liked about what he said was there was one thing. Yeah, he said everyone's got the same robot. What the fuck? So like I really liked what he was saying in the comments. He's like, if I can do this, believe me, anyone can. Because he was, just very humble and just kind of like, yeah, like that's the beauty of this, right? Like the fact that I could create this thing, pulling together. I think he used like 21st.dev for some of the components and stuff. And I mean, it's like that's mind blowing, right? And anyway, so like I thought it was really cool how obviously how much this kind of like inspired people, but also just what he was saying about his perspective of what it takes to build this. I just thought was really cool. And also you have to have good taste to like kind of pull these sorts of components together and make them look good. And like when you hover over the Guinness World Record attempt, it shows the Guinness logo and stuff. I don't know, so really well done. And I think we got only a couple more left here. So here's another one. Vibe was vibe coding all night to grind this out. Actually like had cloud storage for submissions, AI idea generator, admin panels. This is like the whole gambit. This is not just a hero section, but nonetheless the hero section looked stunning. And so this is actually a video demo of all the different things that's part of this project that he made here. The submissions and whatever have you. So this is super cool. Okay, let's see. We got maybe one or two more, and we'll wrap up. I don't want to burn too much time because we'll be reaching out to everyone that we chose, but these are just a handful of them. Really cool particle physics thing going on here. I don't know if you saw that, but super cool. I love the prompt. Very cute. Yeah, this is a really cool one. Oh my God, I need to like that. I need to throw that a like. Rowan made a cool one. Yeah, I think the globe was kind of a recurring theme through a lot of these. I feel like, and it makes sense because it's like going to be this big global thing. But really like the animations on this.
Have you got the Lord of the Rings one open on your tab just to show how different that one is? How crazy.
Lord of the Rings one. Which one was that?
It's one of the ones.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think I've got one. Yeah.
He's open up the actual the link.
The Bolt Kingdom. This was really creative.
Yeah, it's incredible. And there's actually music, there's sounds that clicks. It's incredible.
Wow.
But the contrast, that Matrix style hacky vibes through to Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
and everything in between.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's another one. I thought this one was also cool. Chandem broke down how he made this thing, but very custom graphics and animations.
I like this. This is very like cyberpunk, like futuristic hacking in like virtual reality type of vibe.
Yeah, I love this one. This one's really, really cool. Really, really cool. I just love all the little micro interactions on the site. It's just stunning.
What still blows me away is that 6 months, 8 months ago, these things would have taken weeks and weeks and weeks to come up with. And now in 24 hours, people are just creating insanely good, incredible design, built out websites, you're ready to go. It's incredible.
Yep. I totally. And this Danny made this one. I thought that, I mean, this visual here, I just thought was so creative.
Really nice.
Yeah, really well done. This one was really cool as well. Oh, you know what? Actually, I want to open the site for this one because this animation sequence. That is so sick. That is so sick.
That's crazy.
That like blew my mind. This was a really cool one.
Yeah,
really cool one. So dope.
We need to use that somewhere else.
I know. Yeah. So I get this, that right there. That's like, yeah.
Yeah, we need to. That's worth the $500 that Leo's going to be getting right there just for the visual.
Yeah. So that's not even all of them that we picked, but I wanted to show a handful of the ones that we just thought were insanely cool. But we would be here literally all day if we were to show all the ones that we thought were insanely dope. But so all the ones we did show, like you all have won $500, and there's a couple of more of you I think that we're going to be sending out $500 to that we didn't get to show here. But again, this just like blew our minds. Like this was just so much fun, and I hope you all had fun. And I think we're gonna do some more of these too, leading up to the hackathon, because I think that I really liked I think to me kind of what's special. Obviously, it's like the hackathon. It's like this is gonna be the biggest hackathon ever attempted in history, right? But I think that the community aspect of this is what really makes it special. Where it's like this was an idea that like I didn't come up with this idea. No one on the Bolt team did. KP, which I think it's now a relevant time. Let's bring KP on stage, Alex. This was not our idea. This is KP's idea. Like the website also, is not something that we came up with. It's like kind of it's going to be the conglomerate effort of the community. So we want to keep doing that. And KP, it's great to meet you. We've been in DMs, to date.
So great to meet you too. And I have been like my jaw has been dropped to the floor the last 20 minutes, looking at all of the incredible attempts. What blows my mind, like to Paul's point earlier, is some of these things would have taken like weeks, like 2 years ago, right? I remember I was part of the no code wave in 2018-19, and using Webflow and Figma and all of it. It was the fact that even like 2% of what we saw today could be executed back in that era was like such a big deal. Yeah. Now you can actually go to production, like actually deploy the thing, and it works, right? And so it's magical. I'm stunned. I'm so grateful for the way the last 2 weeks have unfolded, Eric. Kudos to you for taking initiative. We talk about high agency. I think that was me putting it out there in the universe and in the world. That tweet was one high agency move, but like you catching that ball and running with it, and the community, it's just mind blowing. So I'm really happy. I feel like this is destined to be the marketing year event of the year. I fully believe it. Looking at the way it's unfolding already.
I totally agree. I mean, like I'm going to pull up your tweet actually, because like I think that this is so for those that are unaware, this is like where it all started. KP said, if I was the CEO of Bolt or Lovable, I'd figure out a way to host the world's largest hackathon live, and actually get into Guinness World Records, right? And this will be the biggest marketing event of the year. And I can't remember what I was doing. I think I like just woken up and I was like eating breakfast and just kind of like, I think I was like, I searched like Bolt or something on Twitter, because I just like, seeing if there's people having problems with the product or whatever. And your tweet came up and I was like, yeah, like that's that's a great idea. So that was
make a wish energy that day. You're like, you know what? Let's just make this happen.
But I'm not going to lie. I saw that tweet and I thought, that's crazy. I mean, Eric wouldn't. And then the next thing on Slack is Eric shares like the tweet with "oops," and we're like, he did. Oh wow, okay.
I think I've been a month ago. I listened to a podcast episode, the Founders podcast. David Sandra, shout out. And there was an episode on Elon Musk, and there was one specific thing which I loved as a takeaway, where he talks about he doesn't approach these ambitious things like going to Mars or going to orbit, these things as how or why. Apparently, the takeaway for me was like he approaches it with 4 words: what would it take? And I love that energy. And I think founders, all of us, we have that. A lot of devs in this community, a lot of designers, a lot of builders. Like, it's not a question of whether we can do it or why, how. That'll unfold through the journey. But like, what would it take? And I think that kind of like energy, it's just unreal. And I think it can inspire a movement. It can inspire a whole like community, which clearly is doing right now. Like, these people spent, I know we're honoring them with $500, but like, let's be real. Some of these designers, like Fonts probably charges like $10,000 for his design. Like, it's just crazy, right? He's one of the top designers, and him spending that much time and energy and effort and love to make this happen, I think is a huge testament. And so are the other 20, 30, 40 designs we got. I have one request though to Alex or Paul, or anyone on the team. We should definitely have a Hall of Fame sort of a gallery with all these 20 submissions, or actually possibly all the submissions, if we can scrape through. And it probably take like a day, but definitely the ones who were highlighted by Eric earlier, because I think anyone coming to the hackathon should see what's possible, and then kind of be inspired by, jazzed up by that to really participate.
100%.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
Just
And-
like,
Yeah, sorry.
go on, KP. Go on, KP.
Go on.
You go. Go.
The other thought in my head was, when I made the tweet, I almost typed in 10,000 builders. If you see, there's a line there that says 10, and then I put in an extra 0, because thinking like 10,000 is kind of achievable, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's possible. I've seen, like, if you go to like 20 colleges across the US, you can get 10,000. I thought, if dev community itself, we can get 10,000, but the way we would cross the chasm for Bolt and this whole vibe coded AI tools is if we can get someone who is like a great designer, or maybe someone who's like using Canva, like, that kind of person. They got taste, but they should be able to ship an app. That's when we cross the chasm, right? So for that to happen, you can't do 10,000. You need 100,000, probably even more. But I'm just saying, like, 100,000, and then you bring in the devs, the non-devs, and I feel like that's when we truly like bring this power of AI to the masses. I think that's where the magic is.
Yeah.
And I think that's possible now. In today, like in this sort of chapter where we are in AI, like an average person can. I built my first Bolt app. It took me 2 days. I mean, it took me 2 days because I'm like dealing with hospital stuff, but like, it was stunning to me, and I'm a non-technical guy. And so I think it's just insane. Like, you're gonna, someone's saying KP's cooking. I'm just cooking because I got this team's like cooking, like the energy here.
And this is the thing about this hackathon. It's the biggest hackathon in the world, but it's open to everybody. Like you're saying, tools like Bolt just allow anybody to come and build. 8 months ago, 12 months ago, this wouldn't have been possible. Hackathons really stereotypically for, engineers, software developers, but now anybody can come in. And it's a moment where anybody can build. The world can build something. That's it.
I think ChatGPT, Sam Altman, like, they were able to, like, for the first time ever, like maybe 18 months ago, 2 years ago, show that the power of AI, the chat interface, that can transcend beyond our tech communities, like the startup, the tech, and they were able to show. And if you realize, Sam did like a world tour. You had to go every hub and actually present physically. He actually went to India, where I grew up. You went to like all these places and like literally addressed the question, saying like, this is possible, this is happening, like literally personally evangelized. And now I feel like ChatGPT crossed the chasm, right? I've seen my wife, who is a school teacher, use ChatGPT. I'm like, makes me smile. I'm like, yeah, she doesn't give a shit about tech normally. Like, yeah, that's cool. That's the future. And I think that's basic chat, but like building, which is building web apps or mobile apps. I think we have to get this to that stage where a middle school teacher is building her curriculum in a web app, so the kids can actually, and she uses Canva, but it's no different. Bolt's no different than Canva in like maybe a year. At least that's the vision, I'm assuming, right?
So true.
Totally.
I just feel I need to clear something up in the comments there, just to be crystal clear with so there was $3,000, which was to the number one, first place. We then have 20 runners up, which was additional. So $500 goes to the 20 runners up, and then everybody that entered, everybody gets 1 month. So
everybody, Paul, did we? Every single person is gonna get a free month.
Yeah, free $200. I mean, and that, okay, we're joking, but like I think some people are actually confused. Like every single person who submitted is getting $200 of bulk credit, right?
That's right.
And then we've additionally chosen 20 people that are going to get $500 cash as well. So like we've expanded the prize pool to like, I mean, including the bulk credit. I mean, it's like substantially like this. We're in the tens of thousands of dollars range, So. Yeah, so our hackathon. People have also asked in the chat, like, when is the hackathon that we are doing? So to people, because I think some people thought like this was the hackathon, like, okay, the website's made, like, and it's done. Like this is the hackathon. It's like, no, so this was kind of like, this is just like the first side quest of the hackathon, the first little competition of like, hey, let's make a website. So the actual hackathon is going to be happening in May, and next week we are going to have the official dates announced. What I can say is that it's going to be like a week long, the hackathon, because like we're going to be running. We're going to shooting at to be the biggest hackathon that's ever been done. As KP said, over 100,000 people participating in this thing. That's the goal that we're shooting for the thing. It'll be millions of dollars in prizes. So the official hackathon, the big one is happening in May. We're probably gonna have some other fun little things between now and then that people can participate in, and etc. As Alex mentioned, we've got listen, we're trying to do a hackathon like nobody has ever done before. So I think we've got a pretty fun way we're going to kick this thing off. That's I think has never been done before for a hackathon. So excited to share that next week. But yeah, so that's kind of the holistic plan on what's gonna be happening here with the hackathon. I want to spill the beans so bad about what we're.
Don't do it.
I legally can't. I legally cannot say anything. Actually, I literally can't say it at this moment. But it's yeah. I think there's reason to be stoked, I guess, is the short of it. KP might be aware, and KP is not on Bolt payroll.
I texted KP ahead of this because we were chatting earlier this week, and I was like, do not say anything about the thing that I mentioned to you.
Alex was like, KP, I know you're the build in public guy, but this one, let's build in stealth. This one piece. I was like, okay, all right, I can do that. Also, I want to, sort of as someone in the community, right? I want to give sort of a call out to rest of the community members. Everyone's watching this, and everyone's going to watch this later. This is going to take a humongous effort from Bolt team, and these guys are a small team. Actually, I'm very proud of that too. Like they're probably like the brands of Instagram days where like the impact was outsized, but the team was really, really small. I can't remember the numbers. So what I encourage all of us, including me, is to offer them a lot of grace, offer them feedback, offer them ideas, suggestions, but they're scrappy, they're small, right? And to pull off this kind of world record thing requires someone like, I guess Apple would take 5 years to pull this off, right? Like it's a humongous effort. There would be like a committee of 800 people. Now this is so small, and yet so we're leaning on the community. We're leaning on all of you, the folks who built the landing pages, the folks who submitted, the folks who are tweeting and responding. So we would love your contributions and your goodwill and your how do I put it, like the sort of best intentions to support us along the way, right? And we may get some things wrong, including the team, and we will. I can speak on behalf of Eric because we will apologize, we will correct it, we will try our best to rectify the journey, but it would not be a flawless journey to do this world record thing, right? SpaceX blew up 3 times before getting the rocket right 4th time. And so this is going to be the thing. So you expect some flaws along the way. However, the hackathon, the moment when it happens, I think it'll blow your minds. It'll be a thing in your career, and it'll be a thing for all of us to celebrate. So as much as this is a competition, Eric and Bolt team, I genuinely think this is a celebration. And I love the way you approached it too when you started the call, this thing where you said, everyone's a winner. I think that's true. Everyone who ships something, who builds something is a winner, right? And it doesn't matter who gets the final big cash prize, whatever. The experience is what it counts in my view. So anyway, I had to say that out. because I know
Yeah.
community, I'm part of the community, and everyone's like, like kind of putting a lot of expectations and pressures on you guys, but you're human too. You're a team of like 20. So
yeah, appreciate you saying that, KP. And like, yeah, I agree. I mean, as we've kind of, gotten to work on actually trying to, planning the hackathon, it's definitely, yeah, pulling something like this off is not straightforward. Alex is kind of the point person on our side who's been digging into this, and I think Alex is having some sleepless nights the past week. Since I posted "oops" in our Slack channel. But yeah, I mean, listen. I think we're just. I think that I guess I've always found you can do your best work when you're having fun, and I think for us, this is a lot of fun. Like we're getting to, we're gonna, get to do cool stuff with cool people like UKP, and for everyone else participating, like we want it to be fun, and where you can come and build cool ideas and compete for like crazy, big prizes and stuff. And I want to give a shout out to you, KP, because I mean, you came up with this idea, and like I think that your vision of kind of why this is a really important moment in time for like because folks that are not developers can actually build real software now. This is like kind of maybe the first moment where you could actually do a hackathon that is, I mean, inclusive of an order of magnitude more people than would have been possible previously, right? And I just really appreciate all the things that you've said online about this. Like I think you're just genuinely a great person with a great vision for this, and we're excited to be working with you on the thing, honestly.
I'm honored.
So just want to give you a shout out, man. Like we appreciate it.
I'm honored. The way I thought about this, actually, I was driving today to the hospital. I was thinking, if this really goes well, and selfishly for both, but also I'm looking at the class of companies, not just Bolts, right? You're part of this new wave of AI powered IDEs in the browser kind of thing. Is this, if we do this right, along with the community, along with the help of the community, this is 8 quarters worth marketing in 1 quarter, because this will cross the chasm. This will make sure every VC, every growth VC who's like, will this ever cross the chasm? Will this ever go from early adopters to the early majority? Will happen, because nobody will not hear about the world's greatest hackathon. That's the vision. Like and because it's a greater cost than just Bolt, I think it makes me even more driven, and I know the rest of the community is driven to like help, because it's not just about Bolt. It's definitely bigger than that. So,
hell yeah, I love it. Yeah, and I think this is I agree with this, and like I mean, again, this is all KP's idea. This is exactly what KP says, that this would be the marketing event of the year. So far. That seems to track. So hell yeah, I love it.
Can you put Krishna's comment up, because I want to speak to this piece too. So yeah. I think that I remember one of the first hackathons I went to was with some friends in the Bay Area back in like roughly 2011. It was like a little in-person hackathon at the PayPal headquarters in the South Bay, and there's just like a certain vibe to, the traditional hackathon where you get a bunch of people together, people are teaming up, they're sharing ideas, learning new tools. And it's like, it's a very creative environment. And I think, you kind of fast forward like 10 plus years to today, and you think about like this kind of emerging builder community, all the folks that they're defining themselves not as like software developers or entrepreneurs, but really like builders or digital makers. And I think that that's the other thing that I find so exciting about this hackathon is it's not just that it's, going to be huge and the massive prize pool and that aspect of it. It's also going to be, I think, for likely the majority of people competing, it's going to be their first time ever being involved in a hackathon, because up until 6 months ago, if you couldn't write code, you're not going to be able to get over the submission kind of criteria. And these days it's wide open for so many people. Now, over the next few weeks, we're going to be doing more live streams, more little mini competitions involving the community as we kind of like build up to the main event. And we'll be announcing more details around, the specifics of like the prize pool and that kind of thing as we're pulling together all the different opportunities that are going to be in there. But as I've been working on that, something I've realized is with this level, the scale that we're talking about here, the winners of this competition are going to be in a position where it's almost like you're kind of a seed funded startup at that point, right? If you win this thing. And not only that, but you're going to have all the tools and credits and everything that you need to actually take your idea and launch that into the world as an actual business, if that's your end goal, right? And so thinking about, what Christian is saying here, like, I think it's this really is, not to sound too grandiose, but it really is the dawning of a new era for software creation, which is a huge mechanism for value creation in the world. And so, one of the things that I am very excited and hopeful to see come out of this competition is I want to see, your business that you started as part of this go on to be an actual living, breathing business down the road. And I think we're not going to see one of those. I think we're going to see many of those. And so that's really the thing that I think is incredible. You win a competition, cool, but you start a business that you and your friends get to work at together and put food on the table and pay the rent with. That's a life-changing opportunity. So I'm super, super excited to keep announcing more details about the hackathon as we get them in place, and meeting up here on these live streams to share the updates. But I'm hyped.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for I'll say that Alex, on our side on this call has been busting his tail, getting a lot of the logistics pulled together, and I'm really excited to for over the coming week too, where we're announcing all the stuff that's in the pipe. I think it's pretty cool. It's gonna be pretty hype, and Alex, you've been doing a great job. And also, I want to say thanks to Dan. I think the comments are mixed. People are like, "How could you not, just have one winner?" And then, but I thought it just would be more fun. Our team just was like, we want more than one person to be a winner because all this stuff was super cool. And so anyway, so I appreciate the kind words, and we're excited to get everyone, their credit and their winnings here. And we'll likely have other ones that we'll be doing leading up to the hackathon itself. But I think with that, I think that's a wrap for this live stream. KP, thanks for joining us. Fonz, I don't know if you're tuning in still, but thank you for joining us, Fonz. And looking forward to seeing what you all build. If you haven't signed up for the hackathon, please do. If you go to our Twitter page, you can click in, and I think we've got the type form there. But looking forward to running this thing, and can't wait to hear everyone's feedback and ideas. With that, we'll let you have a great rest of your Wednesday. Thank you again, and we'll see you all later. Bye, everyone.